types of quadrilateral. So let me begin with quadrilateral. So quadrilateral, see, you can see these lengths all are different. So no three sides have the equal length, so it's a quadrilateral. Now I'll make just a small rotation. Now I take now the pair of opposite sides. One pair of opposite sides are parallel to each other. Then this forms a trapezium. So with one pair of opposite sides are parallel, it's a trapezium. Now I'll make other two, that is these two, which are non-parallel sides of a trapezium. I'll make now parallel by rotating this small one. You can rotate this also slightly in this way. Yeah. So you will see that this other non-parallel sides also have become parallel. So this means two pairs of opposite sides are parallel, then this will become a parallelogram. Now once I have parallel and these two are not opposite, that means they are adjacent sides, I'll make the adjacent sides equal now by just I remove this one and slightly I'll move this in order to make these adjacent sides equal with the same condition that these two should be parallel to each other. So approximately, so let me make this way, and now if you see this one here, the length of this should be equal to length of this, and these two lengths are same, then this becomes a rhombus. This becomes a rhombus. So once again, suppose I make this one of the angle as 90. For example, I'll make like this 90 degree. Now let's move the other one also 90 degree. That is, if you take a parallelogram with one of the angle as 90, so that should become a rectangle. Now you can see you will get a rectangle here with one of the angle as 90. Parallelogram with one of the angle is 90, all the remaining three angles will become 90. That should become a rectangle. Now last one, in the rectangle, if I make these two sides, adjacent sides equal, that should form a square. So slightly will move. You can see this length. For example, I take this length in a similar way. I'll adjust here. The pair of adjacent sides equal. Then that should form a square. This should form a square. So let me repeat. We have a quadrilateral. So quadrilateral is this. Okay. So with a pair of opposite sides parallel, as a pair of opposite sides parallel, maybe I'm taking the parallel the other way. These two are parallel, that is becomes a trapezium. So if you rotate this and this becomes a parallelogram, then with parallelogram one of the angle is 90, so that becomes a rectangle with adjacent sides equal, that becomes a square. Then you have a special one called a rhombus. For a rhombus, what we should do is we should take in such a way that it should become, the adjacent side should become equal. So I think then that becomes a rhombus. If these two lengths of these two are equal, then this becomes a rhombus.